Hi guys, this is the VBack channel, and we're back to reviewing our 1/18 scale diecast cars. I apologize for not being able to check in lately. I've been busy, recording GT Racing 2 videos because those got excellent views, and I thought they were very good. So we haven't done this for a while, but we're back, and we're gonna be reviewing a couple of cars today. Starting with this little fella, the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, which is a pretty interesting car to talk about. So yeah, this one is made by Maisto, like most of my cars. And let's face it, there aren't many brand options for this one. It's either Maisto or CMC, but CMC is totally out of hands. Those cost like $400, have real leather. Let's face it, we're not rich. We're not gonna be able to get our hands on those cars. So I just picked up a Maisto one. And this one was my fifth diecast car, so it's one of my earlier diecast car, and when I saw it, I just fell in love with it. I'm like, oh my god, I just gotta have this car, and I picked it up. And let's face it, if you're gonna, trying to have good supercars, you can't rule out the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren. And you already probably saw this car in another video. This join the diecast car video, the special videos. We wrecked the gray one, and in the contrast with the new one, you saw this one next to the gray one. If you remember that, and if you didn't see it, go ahead and check out the special videos too. And let's go ahead and start with the reviews. And before we start the review, we're gonna have to get a little background information about the car. And this car, Mercedes and Mclaren made this car together. So Mercedes wanted this car to be luxurious, and McLaren wanted this car to be fast and like sportsy. So guess what they picked? Luxury or speed? Well, they chose both. The easiest way. They said this is a luxurious and a fast supercar, and it is really legendary, and I really love the looks of it. It's really, really soft and all of that, and it has these really famous gullwing doors. Of course, this is what all this car is about. Yes, and Mercedes and McLaren made a couple of models after this one, which is a normal SLR McLaren. They made the 722 edition. They competed in the GT3 together, and they did a Sterling Moss. And then this car was replaced by the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG, and now the new AMG GT is out. But yeah, but this car is faster than its successor, or the successor of the successor, meaning it's faster than the SLS AMG or the SLS AMG, the GT, AMG GT, because it has the McLaren technology in it. So it's a really interesting car. Not many of these are on the road, I believe, and the common colors are blue, silver, red, and gray. And you don't see many of these SLR McLarens anymore. But yeah, you can sometimes see them in movies like Redline. They wrecked two of them. Yeah, so it's a pretty interesting car, and let's get started with the review. It's getting really long. So here's the front, and I think the car itself is really, really nice, but the company that makes it, not so much. For one thing, if we get the headlight closer, you can see there's the peg inside it. It gets blurry, but yeah, there are pegs inside right here. So you can guess they just painted it on. The headlight is a bit wobbly, which means the finishing is not that good. And after all, Maisto is not the best company around. If you want the best quality, then Autoart or Gyosho is your best choice. But still, the quality wasn't that good. I mean, it's not the worst, but still. For instance, if you take a look at the Mercedes-Benz logo right here, you can see it's kind of crooked. Like I mentioned with the CLS, it's not exactly divided equally, which was quite sad. And the grills down here, as you can see, they're blocked. They're blocked, no holes inside them, which is quite poor detail. But then again, the fog lights, both here and here, are made in plastic, not painted on. So that part, I guess that was okay. But yes, the things to criticize are the pegs, the logo, and the grills. And if you take the car up here, you can see the air vents. They're made in through, that's good, but the paint finishing right here, you can see is not that good. You can see the paint is scrapped off in places. It's not really straight, so you can guess that the paint finishing is not that great. yeah, if you want really good paint finishings, then the Outroar's the best option, of course. You know, they have beautiful paint jobs. The Bayron's out there, or the turquoise blue SV, you know. So the paint finishing was a bit poor, you know, in the air vents, but other than that, I think, you know, it's okay. And of course, the hood opens this way, unlike its successors, the SLS AMG and the AMG GT. And if we take our little camera to here, you can see the engine is really full from you know, here to here. It's really full. And in my opinion, the details are really good. You can see they did all the details right, but of course it's one piece, and it kind of looks unrealistic. Let's face that, it kind of looks unrealistic, but still the details were okay. And yeah, I think it is okay because after all, it's a small model and you can't get everything right, especially when you're getting this thing for like 30 bucks. You can't expect everything, like I keep saying in a lot of videos. But the engine overall was okay. And let's take the car to the side, and I think the side is a really beautiful part of this car. You know, these beautiful lines. It's really soft, and I just think this car is fabulous. It's a really beautiful car. But there are some things to criticize after all. That's why we're here, to criticize this diecast car and give you the right selection, whatever. Is one of the major problems about the side is if you take a look at the rims, the beautiful SLR McLaren rims. I think it is one of the most beautiful rims I ever saw. Why is it getting blurry? But anyway, if you take a look like that, the rims, you can see, although they're beautifully made, you know, I really love these looks, but if you take a close look, it gets blurry. You can see there are bits of paint on the spokes, which again means that the paint finishing is not that great. Most Maisto cars' problem is that their paint finishing is not that great, and this car doesn't have the exception. But the Mercedes-Benz logo is in the middle is printed okay, and the alloy rim locks, they're all made green. Of course, Maisto disc brakes are great for their price. So other than that, the rims, they were okay. But if we take the camera a bit closer down here, you can see that the typing McLaren is just painted on. Oh, it gets blurry. Wow, why doesn't this thing get focused? But anyway, you can see it is not really that clear. It's just painted on, and you might not see, but the air vents right here, they are. Why in the world is this thing getting clear? It's so blurry. I don't know what's wrong with my camera, but if you look at here, although it's really well made and made and through, the paint finishing isn't that great, like I keep criticizing. Wow, what is the problem with my camera? There you go. You can see the McLaren is just painted on, and the although it's made and through, the paint finishing is not that great. The mufflers are made out of chrome, you know, flashy Maisto chrome, typical, and of course it scratches off really easily and looks too flashy, but I think that's okay. And the side mirrors, the details were really poor. There aren't really much to express in this car except for the lights here, but the lights here, but yeah, I think that was a bit poor. And of course you got these really famous doors, and you might not know, but when you're opening the door, you can't open the hood also, because you know it gets stuck here. That's why the CMC cars and the actual car, the hood goes up front a little bit and then open, but this one doesn't have that feature. And let's take a close look at the interior. It's a really nice interior. You know, the red seats, and the interior is okay. You know, the dashboard, it's okay, and the steering wheel, it's alright. And I really like the interior, the way, you know, the blue car and the red interior thingy. I love it. I think it's a really good, really nice interior. Why is it getting blurry again? Yeah. It's really beautiful interior. And our time is up, so we better hurry up. Let's take the car to the back, and I think the back is absolutely great looking too. For instance, the rear lamps, I think they're really well made. If we can get it closer. Can we? No, we can't. I gotta really change the camera. You can see the patterns are really well made here. But of course there's a peg. But I think overall the rear lamp was really well made. But unfortunately, and the fog lights down here are made out of plastic, which is good. You know, it's better than painted on. Why is it? I don't know what's wrong with my camera today. But the SLR logo and the Mercedes-Benz Starship. Come on, camera. Yeah, is just painted on, so you can guess it's not the best detail around. Cut them better along here too. And the spoiler doesn't come up. But I didn't really expect the spoiler to come up. And the trunk space, it's a bit small, but like I keep saying in most of my supercar reviews, these cars are not for carrying groceries, so it hardly matter. But the trunk space is really small, and it's yeah. It's a beautiful car, this car is. And the back is simple, the underparts, whatever you want to call it. While most Maisto cars had complicated little wiggles and all those chromes and stuff like that, this one doesn't. And I don't really care because no one looks at the bottom, right? And overall, I think this was a great car, and of course, we're not going to be able to get CMC ones, so I think this is a great car. Although there are some things to criticize, this is a great diecast car, so if you ever want an SLR McLaren and you don't know where to get one, this one might be a great choice. So, yeah. Well, this was the Maisto Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren review. The review was a bit long, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.